It's almost hard to remember a time before we could just scan a QR code for the menu, right? But the speed of change in the restaurant world is really ramping up dramatically. And at the heart of it all seems to be artificial intelligence.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're seeing AI move beyond just, behind the scenes tinkering to really reshaping how restaurants operate and crucially how they connect with their customers. It's becoming a fundamental shift.
And that's exactly what we're digging into today. We've taken a deep dive into a whole range of sources, articles, industry forecasts, expert insights, basically, to pull out the crucial information about where AI is now in the restaurant industry and, maybe more importantly, where it's headed.
Mm,
Think of this as your shortcut, to being in the know, packed with those aha moments, but without overwhelming you.
right. Our goal here is really to provide some clarity amidst all the, let's call it buzz around AI.
Hmm.
We want to explain what's truly significant, why it matters for anyone connected to this industry, and what the essential takeaways are for you.
I'm really looking forward to guiding you through this. I always find it fascinating, seeing how new technologies take shape and start changing familiar landscapes.
Hmm.
And what's happening with AI in restaurants right now is, well, it's truly remarkable.
And I'm here to hopefully add some broader perspective and connect the dots a bit, helping us all understand the deeper implications of these technological advancements.
Okay, so what's on the menu for our discussion today? We're going to explore how AI is fundamentally altering the customer experience, how it's optimizing the engine room, the kitchen and back of house operations,
Right.
and how it's empowering restaurant managers to make smarter, more data-driven decisions. We'll also look at the exciting possibilities that are just starting to emerge, and of course the practical challenges that restaurants need to navigate.
It's a pretty comprehensive picture, and yeah, we'll be drawing on a diverse set of information to paint it for you.
Okay, so let's start with the basics then. When we talk about AI in a restaurant context, what exactly are we talking about? I mean, what does that actually involve on the ground?
Well, you should think of AI in this setting as a collection of smart technologies kind of working together. We have machine learning, which is essentially like teaching computers to learn from data think sales figures, customer preferences, without needing explicit instructions for every single scenario.
Okay.
Then there's natural language processing, or NLP,
Yeah.
that lets computers understand human language, which makes things like voice assistants and chatbots possible.
Right, the ordering bots.
Exactly. And computer vision, that's about enabling systems to see and interpret images. So that could be used for monitoring food quality, maybe, or tracking inventory visually.
Wow.
Robotics, of course, is the physical automation we're starting to see pop up in kitchens.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, predictive analytics. That uses past data to forecast what might happen in the future, like predicting how many burgers you'll need on a busy Saturday night.
So it's not just one single magic box. It's more like a toolkit of different technologies working together.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's really shifting from being a novelty to something fundamental.
Precisely. Our sources definitely indicate a clear transition. AI is moving from being a nice to have to a core catalyst for change. And this shift is really fueled by some significant pressures within the industry itself.
Like what?
Well, labor shortages are a major, major issue. Costs for food and operations are constantly rising, as everyone knows. And on top of that, customers have evolving expectations. They want more personalized and efficient service.
Yeah, those are challenges every single restaurant owner knows all too well. So what are they hoping to gain realistically by bringing AI into their operations? What's the end goal?
The primary goals really seem to be boosting efficiency across the board, personalizing that customer experience to build stronger loyalty, and ultimately driving growth and profitability in what's obviously a very competitive market.
Make sense?
Yeah, and both Zendesk and Cloud Kitchens, when they define AI in this context, they really emphasize this idea of AI mimicking human abilities for various tasks and automating processes, specifically to create those personalized interactions.
So it's about working smarter, basically, not just putting in more hours or hiring more people necessarily.
Exactly. And what's really interesting, I think, is seeing how these AI applications have matured over time. We've definitely moved past those sort of early stage, sometimes clunky chatbots to much more integrated platforms.
Like what? Can you give examples?
Sure, consider Yum, Brand's Bite by Yum platform, or Toast's Toast IQ. These aren't just isolated tools anymore. They aim to weave AI throughout the entire restaurant ecosystem, connecting different parts of the operation.
Wow. It almost sounds like AI could become the central nervous system for a successful restaurant.
That's a good way to put it. Some of our sources even suggest AI could become the underlying operating system, much like the software on your phone manages all its different apps and functions.
Hmm.
I mean, think about it. AI managing ordering, kitchen flow, staffing decisions, customer engagement, all is part of a unified system. And if you connect this to the bigger picture with increasing kitchen automation and that deeply tailored service we talked about, well, AI might even redefine the very concept of a restaurant as we know it.
How so?
Well, look at concepts like Wonder Super App. It anticipates your preferences, automates the whole ordering and delivery process. It offers a glimpse into these new, potentially AI-centric formats.
That's a pretty fundamental shift to imagine redefining the restaurant itself. So, okay, where are we actually seeing AI in action right now? Is it still mostly theoretical, or are restaurants genuinely implementing this stuff today?
Well, the current state of adoption is probably best described as early to intermediate stages. While the potential is obviously vast, the reality, according to recent data, is that as of early 2025, only around 34%, just over a third of restaurant operators in the U.S. had adopted some form of AI technology.
Only 34%. That feels surprisingly low given all the hype.
It might seem that way, but here's where it gets really interesting. The intention to adopt is incredibly strong. A 2024 survey indicated that around 71.6% of operators plan to integrate AI fairly soon. And maybe even more tellingly, a remarkable 94% believe it's actually crucial for staying competitive.
Wow, 94% believe it's crucial. So that gap between current use and future plans, that really underscores the momentum building up, doesn't it?
Exactly. That gap tells a big story. The desire, the belief in its necessity is definitely there, even if full implementation takes time.
So what kind of growth trajectory are we looking at then?
Well, the projected growth is pretty steep. AI-powered automation, specifically in restaurants, is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate, or KGR, of 39% through 2030.
39% CAGR. That's rapid expansion.
It really is. And globally, adoption rates are also clearly on the rise. Surveys are showing strong interest in implementation happening in various regions like the UAE, UK, Australia, alongside the US figures we mentioned.
So it sounds like maybe that initial hesitation or, I don't know, skepticism around AI in restaurants is starting to fade away.
I think that's fair to say. The general sentiment among operators seems to be shifting from that initial uncertainty to a growing recognition that AI isn't just some futuristic toy, but a genuine competitive necessity. Now, practical implementation concerns might still exist, absolutely, but the fundamental belief in AI's importance seems to be solidifying.
And are certain types of restaurants adopting it faster?
Yes, definitely. It's worth noting that the quick service, QSR, and fast casual segments are currently leading the charge in adopting these technologies, probably due to their scale and focus on operational efficiency.
Okay, so we have a good sense now of what AI is in this context, why it's gaining traction, and the current adoption levels. Let's really dive into the why behind all this. What are the core reasons driving this push for AI in restaurants? What problems is it solving?
Okay. At its core, AI is really being seen as a pragmatic solution to some fundamental, deep-seated challenges the industry is grappling with. And critically, it offers clear and measurable advantages. Let's start with cost reduction, because that's huge.
Always a big one for restaurants.
Always.
Yeah.
Restaurants have faced significant increases. Food costs up around 29%, labor up 31%, according to some sources. AI provides direct ways to tackle these. For instance, AI-driven inventory management can dramatically reduce food waste simply by more accurately predicting demand.
Right. We've all heard about the massive problem of food waste in the industry.
Yeah.
So AI can genuinely make a dent in that specific issue.
Absolutely. And beyond waste, in the fast food sector specifically, AI has even shown the potential to lower overall operational expenses by as much as 30%. That's a huge number.
30%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Furthermore, things like AI-powered scheduling and the automation of routine manual tasks can lead to much more efficient labor deployment, which directly addresses those high staffing costs.
So it's not just about saving pennies on ingredients. It's about optimizing the entire operation, really, from end to end.
What about boosting productivity? Is that another driver?
Improved productivity and efficiency are definitely another major driving force. AI can simply take over those repetitive, time-consuming tasks, think data entry, basic calculations, maybe even initial order taking. This frees up human employees to concentrate on higher value activities, things that genuinely require a human touch, like providing excellent, empathetic customer service or handling complex issues.
Right.
Plus, AI systems can process information and execute certain tasks much faster and more consistently than humans can. Imagine analyzing years of sales trends in seconds to optimize purchasing, or automatically adjusting staff schedules minute by minute based on real-time delivery demand.
That makes perfect sense. If the AI handles the grunt work, the staff can actually focus on the guests.
And speaking of guests, how is AI impacting their dining experience? Is that a priority?
Enhancing the customer experience is absolutely crucial. It's arguably one of the biggest payoffs. AI enables restaurants to anticipate customer needs better, personalize their interactions in meaningful ways, and ensure a more consistent level of service, even when staffing levels might be fluctuating.
How does that look in practice?
Well, we're seeing personalized recommendations. You liked this last time, maybe try this. Loyalty rewards automatically tailored to individual preferences. Seamless ordering through AI-powered kiosks or sophisticated voice assistants that actually understand you. This focus on personalization and efficiency, it really can lead to greater customer satisfaction and, crucially, repeat business, which is the lifeblood for long-term success.
So it's about making the entire dining process smoother, faster, maybe even more enjoyable for the customer. And finally, you mentioned earlier that AI helps with better decision-making. How does it achieve that?
Right. AI has this incredible ability to analyze vast amounts of data, way more than a human manager could realistically sift through. We're talking sales data, customer behavior patterns, inventory levels, competitor pricing, market trends, even weather forecasts.
Okay.
And it doesn't just analyze it, it provides actionable insights. These insights empower restaurant managers to make more informed strategic choices. This data-driven approach leads to more accurate demand forecasting, more effective marketing campaigns, optimized pricing models, and just a deeper, clearer understanding of overall business performance.
And it all connects, right?
Exactly. It all ties together. For example, those AI-driven improvements in inventory management we talked about. They don't just reduce waste and save costs, they also directly contribute to a restaurant's sustainability efforts, which is increasingly important to consumers.
Okay, this is fascinating. Let's move on to the really exciting part, I think.
Right.
How is AI being implemented right now? How is it transforming things on the ground? Let's maybe start by looking at the guest journey, from the moment they think about ordering to when they finish their meal.
Okay, the guest journey. AI is definitely reshaping how restaurants interact with their customers at pretty much every stage. Personalization, as we've touched on, is a huge element here. AI can analyze data on loyal customers to really tailor their experience.
In what ways?
Well, perhaps suggesting their preferred table is available when they make a reservation, curating a specific menu based on their past orders or stated preferences, maybe even adjusting the background music or lighting ambiance slightly.
Wow.
Some fine dining establishments are exploring truly customized menus generated on the fly. AI sommeliers that recommend specific wine pairings based on the food ordered, and even facial recognition for instantly recognizing VIP guests upon arrival. But that obviously raises privacy questions.
Definitely.
But globally, the data shows that marketing, that personalization piece, and customer service are currently the top two areas where AI is being deployed by restaurants. About 46% for marketing, 40% for customer service, according to one survey.
That level of personalization sounds incredibly advanced. What about the simpler stuff, like the actual process of ordering food?
Yeah, ordering is seeing some significant advancements too. We're seeing more AI-powered self-service kiosks, often with personalized audio prompts or even quite human-like avatars guiding customers through the menu and ordering process.
Kiosks, okay.
And voice AI is becoming increasingly important, especially in high-volume drive-thrus. Think of Wendy's Fresh AI system. It's also used for taking phone orders, sometimes even offering multilingual concierge services.
Right.
Plus, you have smart order management systems like Voice Plug AI that are designed to integrate all these different ordering channels, kiosk, drive-through, phone, online app, into one seamless flow. And the potential savings there are huge, potentially reducing the labor cost per order by 50–75%.
50 to 75% reduction per order. That's substantial. So whether you're at a digital kiosk, in your car at the drive-thru, or calling in an order, AI is stepping in to streamline that whole process. What about after the order is placed when it comes to things like customer service inquiries or support?
Yeah, AI-powered chatbots are becoming much more common and capable. Domino's Dom is a well-known example. These virtual assistants can handle a growing range of customer inquiries, track orders, and even take orders directly through messaging apps or websites.
Okay.
We're also seeing AI phone answering systems and dedicated AI agents that can provide 24/7 service for answering common questions, managing reservations, or handling basic issues. They can even offer those predictive order suggestions based on a customer's known preferences or your past history.
So the overall aim
The
is...
overall aim is clearly to create a smoother, faster, and much more personalized journey for every single guest. It's all about delivering these highly tailored, you might call them bespoke experiences. But of course, this drive towards personalization also brings up those critical needs for robust data privacy measures and top-notch security. Restaurants absolutely have to prioritize that.
Absolutely. You really can't talk about personalization at this level without immediately thinking about the responsibility of protecting people's information. You also mentioned voice AI being a critical interface, particularly for drive-thrus.
Yes, voice AI is particularly crucial for those high-volume channels like drive-thrus. Now, there have been some well-publicized early challenges. Remember the McDonald's order errors with the IBM system,
I do, yeah.
but the technology is improving rapidly, and there's a significant opportunity, especially for startups, to innovate in areas like accent neutralization or handling complex conversational orders more effectively.
Okay, so AI is clearly changing how we order and interact with restaurants as customers. Let's switch gears now and look behind the scenes into what you call the engine room. How is AI transforming kitchen operations and the back of house?
Right. The kitchen. Kitchen automation is definitely gaining significant traction. We're seeing an increase in the adoption of advanced robotics. The most famous example is probably Miso Robotics Flippy, which can handle tasks like frying French fries or grilling burgers.
Flippy, yeah.
Using robots for these repetitive, sometimes dangerous tasks can lead to more consistent food quality, faster cook times, and it frees up human kitchen staff for more complex culinary work plating, quality control, developing new dishes.
And waste reduction, too.
Yes, potentially. Precise robotic portioning could play a role in reducing food waste. Beyond robots, we're seeing smart kitchen equipment emerge, AI-powered ovens and grills that can automatically adjust cooking parameters like temperature and time based on the type and quantity of food being cooked.
Smart ovens, interesting.
Some people are even talking about AI-powered chefs, although maybe that's a bit futuristic right now. It's more about AI assisting human chefs with maintaining consistency in recipes, ensuring adherence to techniques, perhaps suggesting adjustments based on ingredient variations.
But adoption is still limited.
Adoption is still somewhat limited, mainly by the high cost and complexity of these systems. However, the potential benefits addressing labor shortages, ensuring consistent food quality, improving safety are major draws. And the emergence of robotics as a service, or RAS models, like Chef Robotics offers, could make these technologies more accessible financially to a wider range of restaurants. You essentially rent the robot instead of buying it outright.
Right, yes. Okay. That could lower the barrier. It definitely sounds like the restaurant kitchen of the future might be a very different, maybe quieter environment. What about managing all the ingredients and supplies coming into the kitchen?
Yeah, inventory and supply chain management are areas where AI can provide really substantial, tangible benefits. AI systems can track inventory levels in real time, often using sensors or computer vision. They can predict usage much more accurately than manual methods, factoring in sales data, seasonality, upcoming promotions, even local events or weather forecasts.
So it knows you'll need more ice cream when it's hot.
Exactly. And based on these predictions, it can automate the reordering process, triggering purchase orders when supplies are running low but before they run out. This helps prevent both costly stockouts, which lead to lost sales, and overstocking, which leads to spoilage and waste.
And there are real-world examples of this working.
Definitely. We saw the example earlier of Nori.ai helping a chain called Bubble Cydia achieve a really impressive 44% reduction in waste through better AI-driven inventory forecasting.
44%, that's huge.
It is. And major chains like McDonald's using their dynamic yield acquisition and Yum. Brands are also leveraging AI heavily for more accurate inventory planning and ingredient prediction across their vast networks.
Okay.
AI can even help build supply chain resilience. It can monitor price fluctuations from different suppliers in real time and suggest more cost-effective alternatives if your usual supplier has a price hike or a shortage. That's incredibly valuable in today's volatile market conditions.
Makes sense.
And finally, within the kitchen itself, we shouldn't forget about smart kitchen display systems, or KBS. Increasingly, these are using AI to intelligently prioritize incoming orders based on quick times, order complexity, and promised delivery times, and they can dynamically adjust workflows within the kitchen to maximize efficiency.
So it's really about optimizing every single step in the back of house, from knowing exactly when to order more avocados to getting the finished dishes out the door efficiently. Now let's talk about the people running the entire show, the managers and owners. How is AI empowering restaurant management?
Management is definitely receiving a significant boost from AI across several key areas. Staffing and labor optimization is a major one. I mean, ask any restaurant owner, creating efficient staff schedules that meet demand without overspending on labor is a persistent major challenge.
Absolutely. Nightmare sometimes.
Right. AI can analyze historical traffic patterns, predict future customer flow with surprising accuracy, and automate the generation of insightful reports. This allows for much more effective staffing decisions, ensuring you have the right number of people with the right skills on hand at the right times. This directly helps control those crucial labor costs.
And again, are there examples?
Yeah, Nori.ai, which we mentioned for inventory, has also demonstrated significant labor cost reductions, sometimes double-digit percentages for clients like Roasting Plant Coffee and Passyunk Avenue, by optimizing their schedules with AI.
That must be a huge weight off the shoulders of restaurant owners and managers.
Anybody?
What about driving sales in the realm of marketing?
Marketing is another area where AI is making a really considerable impact. Remember that statistic? Globally, 46% of restaurant operators using AI are applying it to their marketing efforts.
Right.
AI can analyze vast amounts of customer data, purchase history, preferences, demographics, online behavior to create much more targeted, personalized marketing campaigns and promotions. No more generic email blasts.
And it can create the content too.
Yes, increasingly. Generative AI can assist in drafting content for social media posts, email marketing campaigns, website copy, even generating enticing menu descriptions. Platforms like ToastIQ's AI marketing assistant, Olo's generative AI features, and Lunchbox's marketing CRM are making these advanced capabilities more accessible. It really signals a shift away from those generic one-size-fits-all promotions towards much more relevant, timely, and individualized offers that are more likely to resonate with customers.
So no more guessing what might work. You actually use data.
Yeah.
What about things like setting prices dynamically? Is AI used there?
Yes, dynamic pricing is gaining traction, particularly among smaller full-service restaurants. About 29% were using AI for this, according to one source. Intelligent systems can adjust menu prices based on real-time factors like demand, time of day of the week, ingredient costs, or even competitor pricing nearby.
Interesting. Controversial maybe, but interesting.
Potentially, yes. And when it comes to the crucial area of financial oversight, AI is also playing a bigger role. It can automate routine accounting processes, flag unusual expenses or potential fraud, predict future cash flow with greater accuracy, and help align sales forecasts with financial planning.
So it acts like a financial assistant.
In a way, yes. AI-driven analytics platforms are transforming raw operational and financial data into actionable business intelligence. This helps managers make smarter decisions about everything from menu engineering, figuring out which dishes are most profitable, and pricing strategies, to identifying areas for service improvement and deciding where to invest their marketing budget for the best return.
And you have examples here too.
The example of Griolad, an Irish chain, achieving 95% accuracy in their hourly sales predictions using Nori.ai, really illustrates the power of predictive analytics. Even large established groups like Union Square Hospitality Group are reportedly using AI to generate more digestible reports, almost like stories about their business performance.
Right.
And a key trend here is the increasing integration of these powerful AI tools within broader restaurant management platforms like Toast, Olo, or Square. This is really democratizing access, making sophisticated analytics available even to small and medium-sized businesses, not just the giant chains. It's driving a decisive shift towards data-driven decision-making across the entire industry.
It really sounds like AI is touching almost every single aspect of the restaurant world, from the customer-facing side to the deep back-office functions. Now let's turn our attention to who's really leading the charge in this transformation. What are the major restaurant chains actually doing with AI? Are they building their own stuff, partnering?
Yeah, the big players, the incumbents, are definitely making substantial investments in AI and developing quite sophisticated long-term strategies. McDonald's is a great example. They made that significant move a few years ago, acquiring Dynamic Yield.
Right, the personalization company.
Exactly. They use it primarily for personalizing those digital drive-through menu boards, showing different items based on factors like the weather, time of day, current restaurant traffic, and even what you might have ordered previously. It's also used for optimizing inventory management.
Okay.
More recently, they've announced a major partnership with Google Cloud. They're planning to leverage Google's AI and edge computing capabilities across thousands of their restaurants globally. Focus areas include things like predictive maintenance for kitchen equipment, using computer vision to improve order accuracy and speed, and even developing a sort of generative AI virtual manager to assist restaurant
A
managers.
virtual manager,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, it's worth noting their earlier exploration with IBM for automated voice order taking and drive-thrus hit some snags, and they ended that pilot. But they are clearly still exploring voice AI solutions. Their overarching goals are pretty clear: enhance operational efficiency, reduce stress on their employees, and ultimately deliver a better, faster, more consistent customer experience.
What about other major brands we all know, like Starbucks? They seem very tech-focused.
They absolutely are. Starbucks has developed its own proprietary AI platform called Deep Brew. They've been using it for quite a while now across a range of applications. A big one is hyper-personalization through their mobile app and hugely successful loyalty program tailoring offers, recommendations, predicting orders.
Okay.
They also use Deep Brew extensively for optimizing their complex global supply chain, think more accurate demand forecasting for coffee, beans, and milk, optimizing inventory levels in stores. And it even assists with workforce management tasks like generating store schedules based on predicted customer traffic.
Hmm.
Their core focus is really on using data to create those highly individualized customer experiences while simultaneously streamlining their massive operational scale.
And what about a company like Yum Brands? They own KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut. That's a huge portfolio.
Yeah, right. Yum. Brands has also taken a platform approach. They've launched Byte by Yum, which is their own proprietary sauce software as a service platform. It's designed specifically to provide AI-powered tools and actionable insights directly to their franchisees.
So they're empowering their franchisees with AI.
Exactly. They've also formed a strategic partnership with NVIDIA, the chip giant, to accelerate their development of AI capabilities, particularly in areas like conversational voice AI for ordering, computer vision applications in the kitchen, and advanced data analytics. We're already seeing this play out. Taco Bell is actively expanding its use of AI in drive-through ordering systems in the US, and KFC has been testing voice AI technology in Australia. Their main objective seems to be empowering those franchisees with scalable AI tools to boost efficiency, improve the customer experience, and ultimately drive profitability across their diverse brands.
It sounds like these major chains are really making significant strategic bets on the future of AI in their businesses. Are there other large players making notable moves, maybe Domino's or Wendy's?
Definitely. Domino's, which has always had a strong digital-first approach, continues to leverage AI to enhance the convenience of their ordering processes and overall service. They utilize their Dom chatbot across various digital channels, website, app, social media, to assist customers with placing orders and answering inquiries.
Ah, right.
They're also exploring the potential of generative AI. They mentioned a project called Voice of the Pizza, apparently using generative AI to analyze customer feedback trends, and they've partnered with companies like MessageMind to bolster their chatbot capabilities. Their focus remains very much on streamlining that digital ordering experience and improving operational throughput, getting pizzas out the door faster.
Okay. And Wendy's?
Wendy's, as we touched on earlier, is notable for their collaboration with Google Cloud on their Fresh AI voice assistant for driveless. Their primary stated goal there is improving order accuracy, which can be a major pain point in drive-thrus, and increasing the overall efficiency and speed of their drive-thru service.
So looking across these examples, what are the key trends you see in how the big chains are approaching AI?
Well, there's a clear trend towards either building or acquiring proprietary AI platforms like Starbucks Deep Brew or brands Byte by Yum to maintain control and tailor solutions to their specific needs.
Okay.
Alongside that, we're seeing strategic partnerships with major tech companies like Google or NVIDIA. This gives them access to specialized expertise, powerful hardware, advanced software algorithms, and scalable cloud infrastructure that might be difficult or too expensive to build entirely in-house.
Makes sense. Leverage external expertise.
Exactly. It's also interesting to note a slight divergence in their primary focus areas, as we hinted at. While the quick service restaurants McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell tend to prioritize operational efficiencies, particularly in the drive-through, kitchen, and back office functions,
Right. Speed and cost.
brands like Starbucks, while also focused on efficiency, are putting a very heavy emphasis on hyper-personalization delivered through their direct digital channels, like their app and loyalty program. Different priorities based on their business models.
That's a useful distinction. So it's not just the big restaurant chains themselves innovating. What about the ecosystem of companies that are actually developing and providing these AI technologies to the restaurants? What does that landscape look like?
Yeah, that ecosystem is quite vibrant and diverse. It includes sort of three main categories. You've got the established point of sale or POS system providers. You have the third-party delivery platforms. And then you have a growing number of specialized AI-focused firms and broader restaurant technology companies.
Okay, let's break that down. What are the established POS providers doing? Companies like Toast or Oracle?
Right. Established POS companies like Toast are increasingly integrating AI features directly into their core platforms. Toast, for example, heavily promotes its Toast IQ intelligence engine. It leverages the vast amount of data flowing through its system. They claim over 130,000 locations to offer features like intelligent menu upsell suggestions, an AI-powered marketing assistant, digital chits or tickets in the kitchen, and labor insights like shift at a glance.
So they're adding intelligence layers onto their existing system.
Precisely. Oracle MicroS, now part of Oracle Food and Beverage, offers a comprehensive suite of restaurant solutions, including mobile ordering and payment. While maybe less overtly branded as AI compared to Toast currently, you can see the trajectory towards more integrated intelligence, similar to what Oracle offers in other sectors like hotels. NCR Voyix is another major player, and they emphasize practical AI applications focused on boosting productivity, improving customer service, and, interestingly, combating retail shrink or theft, alongside an open ecosystem platform strategy allowing integration with other tools.
Okay, so the POS giants are definitely in the game. What about the third-party delivery platforms? DoorDash, Uber Eats, are they just delivering food or are they AI players too?
Oh, they are major AI players, absolutely. DoorDash uses AI and machine learning extensively under the hood for optimizing their complex logistics, predicting delivery times, assigning drivers efficiently. But they also use it for personalizing search results and recommendations within their app for consumers, and they're offering inventory intelligence tools to their merchant partners. Plus, their acquisition of 7Rooms, a guest experience platform, shows their ambition to broaden their services beyond just delivery.
Right. And Uber Eats.
Similar story. Uber Eats uses AI for route optimization, predicting food preparation times more accurately, providing menu insights to restaurants like AI-generated descriptions or identifying bestsellers. They even offer AI summaries of customer reviews now, and of course, personalized recommendations within the app for users.
So even the delivery platforms are becoming these AI-powered partners for restaurants, offering insights and tools, not just delivery drivers.
Exactly. And then you have that third category. The specialized AI solution providers and broader restaurant technology companies. This is where you see a lot of focused innovation.
Like,
Companies like Olo are incorporating AI quite heavily into their marketing software for enhanced personalization, using generative AI for creating ad copy, for instance, and for guest engagement tools like sentiment analysis of customer feedback, plus predictive analytics aimed at preventing customer churn. Nori.ai, which we've mentioned a few times, offers a dedicated AI-powered operating system specifically focused on optimizing sales forecasting, inventory management, and labor scheduling, and they emphasize the cost reduction results they achieve for clients.
okay.
Lunchbox positions itself as an open, modular platform. They integrate AI across various functions, online ordering, loyalty programs. They highlight an accent-neutralizing voice ordering feature, dynamic pricing capabilities, and a marketing CRM. Their pitch is often about providing enterprise-level AI capabilities to multi-unit restaurant brands that might not build it themselves. You also have companies like Popmenu, known particularly for their AI-powered phone answering systems, who also conduct market research on AI adoption trends. Agilisis provides AI solutions often geared towards the broader hospitality sector, including hotels and casinos, but with applications for restaurants focusing on personalization, operational efficiency, and revenue management. And even consulting and tech services firms like ZS are getting involved, offering products like Max.ai targeted at the QSR segment with tools for personalized experiences, loyalty program optimization, and operational enhancements, often citing case studies with bakery cafe chains.
Wow, it's a crowded space.
Yeah.
So what are the key trends you see shaping this technology provider ecosystem?
A few key trends stand out. First, the traditional POS companies are clearly evolving, trying to become comprehensive AI platforms, not just payment processors. Second, the delivery platforms are expanding their offerings significantly, moving deeper into providing restaurant-facing operational and marketing tools, leveraging their data and scale. And third, there's a significant competitive dynamic, maybe even a battleground, developing around who owns the guest data and can leverage it most effectively for hyper-personalization and targeted marketing efforts. That data is becoming incredibly valuable.
This is a lot to process. It's clear AI is already having a big impact. So looking ahead now, Where do things potentially go from here?
Yeah.
What are some of the really exciting emerging opportunities that AI is creating in the restaurant industry?
Yeah, the future landscape looks incredibly promising and potentially quite different. We're probably just scratching the surface of what's possible, especially around personalization. We're likely moving beyond the basic personalization we see now towards true hyper-personalization and even predictive customer engagement.
Predictive. What does that mean in practice?
Imagine AI proactively anticipating individual customer needs before they even express them. Knowing your preferred table is available the moment you walk in. Perhaps having a bespoke menu curated based not just on past orders, but maybe dietary goals you've shared, or the restaurant's ambiance music volume, lighting subtly adjusting to your known preferences upon arrival.
That sounds almost futuristic.
It does, but the building blocks are being put in place. We could see AI-powered multilingual concierge services becoming more common, catering seamlessly to a diverse global customer base. Think about dynamic menu adjustments happening in real time, based not just on inventory, but on the combined profiles of the customers currently in the restaurant or expected to arrive soon.
Wow.
Facial recognition for instant VIP recognition is also a technical possibility, although, as we keep saying, the privacy considerations there are significant and need very careful handling. Predictive analytics will likely enable even more finely tailored menu recommendations and highly contextualized marketing offers delivered at just the right moment.
So it's moving towards.
We're moving towards an era some are calling predictive hospitality, where AI doesn't just react, it anticipates desires and proactively offers solutions or suggestions. For example, maybe AI suggests a specific tasting menu to a customer it identifies as being indecisive but adventurous based on their profile. Or it might alert a server to offer a complimentary celebratory dessert if it recognizes from reservation notes or past data that a customer is celebrating a birthday or anniversary.
That level of sophistication sounds like it requires incredibly advanced data analysis.
It absolutely does. It requires not just crunching numbers, but developing a deeper, almost psychological understanding of customer behavior and preferences. And, it bears repeating, as personalization gets this deep, the ethical considerations around data privacy, transparency, and security become absolutely paramount. Trust is key.
That level of anticipation is fascinating, almost like mind reading. What about the operations side? Behind the scenes, can we expect even more automation and intelligence in the kitchen and back office?
Oh, absolutely. Back-of-house optimization will continue to advance significantly. In robotics, for instance, we'll likely see an evolution beyond the current single-task robots, like Flippy, towards more versatile, adaptable, and intelligent systems, perhaps closer to the idea of AI-powered chefs capable of handling a wider range of more complex culinary tasks.
Really, like assembling a whole dish.
Potentially. Companies like Chef Robotics are explicitly working on developing what they call an embodied AI model, their Chefos, designed to allow robots to adapt to the natural variations in food ingredients. You know, strawberries aren't all identical and perform complex assembly tasks like building salads or bowls. The convergence of more sophisticated AI with more dexterous robotics could lead to highly automated, perhaps even modular, kitchen units designed for specific cuisines or tasks.
Okay, and beyond robots.
We'll also see the development of much more intelligent workflows overall. AI won't just optimize individual tasks. It will optimize the entire operational flow. Expect deeper integration between those smart kitchen display systems, KDS, and inventory management, staffing schedules, front-of-house ordering systems, and even delivery logistics platforms.
So everything talking to everything else intelligently.
Exactly. AI will automate increasingly complex decision-making within operations, standardize processes for greater consistency, and dynamically adjust kitchen priorities based on a multitude of real-time factors: order urgency, ingredient availability, staffing levels, equipment status.
And what about sustainability? You mentioned waste reduction earlier.
Yes, sustainability is another area where AI's role is set to expand significantly. It goes beyond just reducing food waste through better inventory management and forecasting, although that remains critical. We'll see AI being used more proactively to optimize energy consumption within the restaurant, adjusting HVAC systems, lighting, and equipment usage based on occupancy and time of day. It can also enhance sustainable sourcing practices, perhaps by helping restaurants identify and prioritize local suppliers, or by analyzing the carbon footprint associated with the different menu items or ingredients. AI could even support circular economy models within the restaurant, maybe by finding optimal ways to repurpose food byproducts or optimizing packaging choices for minimal environmental impact. We might even see AI-driven machine vision used more extensively for automatically sorting incoming food products based on quality, ripeness, or freshness to further minimize spoilage.
So these advancements aren't just about speed and cost. They're also about building more resilient, efficient, and ultimately more sustainable restaurant operations for the future.
That's the goal, yes. Integrating efficiency with responsibility.
It sounds like these advancements are laying the groundwork for a potentially much more efficient and environmentally conscious industry. Are there any completely new frontiers emerging for AI in the restaurant space? Things that seem even further out?
Yes, there are a couple of areas that are particularly exciting, though perhaps a bit further down the road. One is the concept of agentic AI.
Agentic AI. What's that?
This refers to AI systems that can not only analyze and predict, but can autonomously perform complex tasks and make decisions with minimal or perhaps eventually no direct human intervention.
Can you give an example in a restaurant context?
Sure. Imagine an AI system that not only predicts inventory needs, but also automatically negotiates pricing with approved suppliers and places orders. Or an AI that dynamically adjusts staff schedules throughout the day based on real-time sales data and employee availability without a manager needing to approve every change. Or an AI that autonomously implements dynamic pricing strategies based on preset business rules and real-time market conditions. Maybe even AI culinary assistants that can manage entire food preparation processes or even develop novel menu concepts based on trend analysis and ingredient availability.
Wow, that sounds
Yeah.
transformative and potentially disruptive for jobs.
It has profound implications, absolutely, for workforce skills, for training programs, maybe even for the fundamental organizational structure of how restaurants are managed. It's something we need to think about carefully.
Okay. What else is on the horizon?
Another emerging frontier, which we touched on briefly, is data monetization. The vast amounts of anonymized and aggregated operational and customer data that restaurants generate, ordering patterns, menu preferences, operational bottlenecks, have significant potential value beyond the restaurant itself.
Value to who?
To players like consumer packaged goods, CPG companies wanting to understand food trends, food suppliers looking to optimize their own production and distribution, market researchers, even urban planners potentially. We're already seeing companies like TasteWise analyzing restaurant menu data at scale to provide food trend intelligence to the broader industry.
So restaurants could sell their data.
Potentially. In the future, large restaurant chains might develop their own data insight products or services. Alternatively, smaller independent restaurants could perhaps participate in data cooperatives, pooling their anonymized data to gain collective insights or create a data set attractive to third parties. This could genuinely create entirely new ancillary revenue streams for the industry beyond just selling food and drinks.
Interesting. A new way to make money from operations.
And finally, AI is a key enabler for the evolution of business models within the restaurant space itself. We mentioned the super app concept like Wonder, which relies heavily on AI for curating restaurant options, streamlining ordering, and optimizing complex delivery logistics. We'll likely see the growth of more efficient and highly adaptable AI-powered ghost kitchens that can pivot their offerings quickly based on changing consumer demand or hyperlocal trends identified by AI.
Ghost kitchens becoming smarter.
Exactly. Hyper-personalized meal subscription services, driven by AI's deep understanding of individual dietary needs, preferences, and health goals, also have significant growth potential. And AI could facilitate unique data-sharing partnerships, perhaps between restaurants and their key suppliers, to optimize the entire supply chain collaboratively or create entirely new bundled service offerings for customers. Overall, these AI-driven shifts could lead to a much more diverse, dynamic, and fundamentally data-centric food service landscape than we see today.
This is really painting a picture of a fundamentally different restaurant industry evolving in the years to come. Now, let's focus specifically on the companies that are trying to build this future from the ground up, the startups. What does the startup ecosystem look like in the realm of AI for restaurants? What opportunities are they chasing?
Well, the very fact that many restaurants, particularly the smaller independent ones, face significant challenges related to the cost of AI implementation and often lack the necessary in-house technical expertise, that actually creates significant opportunities for startups. There's a strong, clear demand for affordable, user-friendly, and crucially, easily integrable AI solutions that are specifically tailored to the unique needs and workflows of the restaurant industry. This is especially true for the small and medium-sized business (SMB) segment.
There's simpler, cheaper solutions.
Simpler, cheaper, and more accessible. The rise of AI as a service, AI kind of models is really key here. Whether it's robotics as a service, ROS-CIS, where you pay a subscription for using a robot, or software as a service for AI-powered software tools, these models significantly lower the financial and technical barriers to entry for restaurants.
Okay. And what specific niches are startups targeting?
Startups have the potential to offer highly specialized AI tools that address very specific pain points that maybe the bigger platform players overlook. For example, you could see startups focusing on hyper-local AI-powered marketing solutions designed specifically for independent neighborhood restaurants, specialized inventory management, AI tailored for niche cuisines with really unique or perishable ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
AI-driven tools focused purely on enhancing food safety documentation and ensuring regulatory compliance, or voice AI solutions optimized for understanding non-majority languages or dialects, or with particularly advanced capabilities for adapting to noisy kitchen environments or diverse accents.
So finding specific problems to solve.
Exactly. Or maybe AI tools specifically designed for sustainability reporting and optimization for restaurants wanting to track and improve their environmental footprint. Or perhaps affordable modular robotic solutions designed for performing just one or two specific high-value tasks in the often very space-constrained environments of smaller restaurant kitchens.
Are there examples of startups doing this now?
Yes, we're already seeing companies emerge in these areas. You have robotics, companies like Bear Robotics focusing on server assistance, HUX on automated drink dispensing, and Vistry on specific kitchen tags. You also have startups like Flavorhawk or Cuisinai exploring more innovative applications of AI in areas like automated menu engineering or culinary trend analysis.
And the platform approach we discussed earlier.
Right. The success of more open platform providers like Lunchbox, Toast, and Olo, which allow integration with third-party tools, has really validated the demand for flexible and integrable solutions. This creates opportunities for startups to build best-in-class tools that can plug into these larger ecosystems. Integration and interoperability are critical areas where startups can excel, helping to solve the long-standing problem of fragmentation in restaurant technology stacks through robust APIs.
Okay. Any other emerging niches for startups?
One interesting area is the emerging niche focused on ethical AI or responsible AI. Startups could offer solutions specifically designed to help restaurants navigate the complexities of data privacy regulations, audit their algorithms for potential bias, and provide more transparent and explainable AI systems, building trust with both customers and employees.
Responsible AI as a service. Yeah. That's interesting. So it sounds like there are definitely opportunities across the board, from very specific niche solutions to tools that integrate with broader platforms.
Yeah.
What about the investment landscape? Are investors actually funding these restaurant AI startups? Is the money flowing?
Yes, there are definitely encouraging signs in the broader agri-food tech investment landscape in 2024, and AI is clearly a key driver of that activity. One report noted that 13 out of the top 20 funding deals in U.S. agri-food tech in the first part of 2024 involved AI-focused startups in some capacity.
13 out of 20. That's significant.
It is. And the restaurant technology market as a whole is projected to experience steady growth in the coming years, which further signals sustained investor interest. We've seen significant funding rounds recently for companies developing those comprehensive AI-powered restaurant management platforms like Restaurant 365 or Odeko, but also for startups focusing on specific areas like chef robotics funding for their RIAS model is a good example, and AI-driven customer experience enhancement.
Any notable investments that signal validation?
Well, Hosty AI, which provides AI-powered voice ordering and guest engagement tools, secured a seed round led by Gradient Ventures, which is Google's dedicated AI-focused venture capital fund. That kind of investment from a major tech player's VC arm definitely signals strong validation of the potential in this space.
So what are investors looking for in these startups?
Overall, investors seem to be looking for startups that can demonstrate a clear and compelling return on investment, ROI, for their restaurant clients. They want solutions that effectively address significant, costly pain points with technology that is scalable and innovative. Strong evidence of product-market fit is crucial. There appears to be a particular preference right now for practical, applied AI solutions that have a clear and demonstrable path to improving profitability for the restaurant end user, rather than purely speculative or experimental AI.
Makes sense. Focus on the bottom line impact. So given this landscape, what are the key strategic pathways that these startups should consider to maximize their chances of success in this competitive and sometimes crowded environment?
Well, startups really need to go beyond just having cool, innovative technology. They need to adopt a nuanced and clever strategic approach, focusing on areas of disruptive innovation where their natural advantages, speed, agility, focus, provide a competitive edge against slower moving incumbents is crucial.
Find the gaps.
Exactly. They should also consider exploiting potential business model conflicts that incumbents might face, for example. An incumbent might be hesitant to offer a feature that cannibalizes another part of their business. Pursuing an unbundling strategy can also work, offering best-in-class, specialized AI tools that integrate seamlessly with existing systems rather than trying to replace the entire platform at once.
Be the best at one specific thing.
Right, and a significant opportunity, as we discussed, exists in bridging that expertise gap. Startups that can not only provide great technology, but also offer strong support, training, and guidance to restaurant operators who may not have deep technical knowledge will have a significant advantage.
Handholding, essentially.
A degree of it, yes. Forming strategic collaboration, sometimes called co-opetition, with established incumbents can also be a very successful pathway. Offering specialized AI capabilities that complement, rather than directly compete with, the incumbent's existing platforms can open up large customer bases. Transparency in these partnerships regarding capabilities, data ownership, and rights, pricing models is absolutely essential for building long-term trust.
And the trend towards open platforms helps here.
Yes, the trend towards more open modular platforms with robust APIs definitely supports this collaborative approach, making it easier for startups to integrate their specialized solutions. Ultimately, though, startups need to quickly and effectively demonstrate the tangible value of their solutions. This means well-executed pilot programs, compelling case studies with clear ROI metrics, and a laser focus on solving high-impact pain points with tools that are genuinely easy for busy restaurants to integrate and actually use effectively day to day.
This has been incredibly insightful, covering the tech, the players, the future. Now, let's bring it right back to the ground. For the restaurant operators who are listening to this deep dive right now, maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed but also intrigued, what's your actionable guidance? Where should they even begin if they're thinking about bringing AI into their own businesses?
Okay, that's the crucial question. For restaurant operators considering AI adoption, taking a practical, methodical, step-by-step approach is really essential. Don't try to boil the ocean. It should start with a thorough assessment of your own current operations. Really identify your specific pain points, where are the biggest inefficiencies, where are the missed opportunities, then set clear, measurable goals for what you realistically hope to achieve with AI.
So know your problems first.
Exactly. And especially for small and medium-sized businesses, it's often best to start small with a focused approach in just one or two key areas where AI can deliver quick wins rather than attempting a massive overhaul right away.
Okay, assess and set goals. What's next?
Next is research and vendor selection. Explore the AI solutions that are available. Look first at the AI features that might already be embedded within your existing technology platforms, your POS system, your scheduling software, your marketing tools. Many vendors are adding AI capabilities now. Then, research third-party specialized tools.
And how do you choose?
When you're evaluating vendors, it's crucial to consider several factors. Do they really understand the restaurant industry's unique challenges? What level of onboarding, training, and ongoing support do they provide? How easily does their solution integrate with your current systems? What are their data security and privacy protocols? And what's the total cost of ownership? Not just the upfront price, but ongoing fees, potential upgrade costs, etc.
Okay, research and select carefully. Then what? Jump right in.
No, not usually. Before making a full commitment, it's highly recommended to implement any new AI solution through a pilot program first. Test it in a limited setting, maybe one location, or just for a specific process. This allows you to gather real-world feedback from your staff, measure the actual impact of the technology on your key metrics, and, importantly, build internal buy-in and find champions for the change.
Test the waters first. Makes sense.
Then comes the critical phase of staff training and change management. Comprehensive training tailored to different roles is absolutely vital. And you need a well-thought-out change management strategy to address concerns, communicate benefits, and ensure a smooth transition for your team. Don't underestimate the human side of tech implementation.
Right. People need to be comfortable using it.
Exactly. As you move forward from a successful pilot, implement the AI solutions in a phased rollout across your operation. Ensure seamless data flow between the new AI systems and your existing technology infrastructure. That integration piece is key. Finally, AI isn't a set it and forget it thing. It's crucial to continuously monitor the performance of your AI systems against those goals you set initially. Track your key performance indicators, KPIs. Gather ongoing feedback from both your staff and your customers. And be prepared to iterate, refine your AI models, adjust your strategies, and scale the implementations that are proving successful. Learning from local successes, maybe talking to other operators in your area, can also be particularly valuable.
So it's really a thoughtful, iterative process, isn't it? Not an overnight switch. And managing the change, the human element, seems just as important as the technology itself.
It absolutely is.
Hmm.
Those pilot programs serve a dual purpose, validating the technology and building internal advocacy and comfort with the new tools.
Okay. When it comes to actually selecting those specific AI solutions and choosing vendor partners, you mentioned some criteria. Can you elaborate on what restaurants should prioritize?
Sure. The selection process should always be driven by your specific business needs and the goals you've identified in that initial assessment phase. Don't chase shiny objects. Key criteria for evaluating the AI tools themselves should include: first, clear alignment with your business objectives. Does this tool actually solve a problem you have? Second, integration capabilities. How well will it work with the systems you already use? Third, scalability. Can it grow with your business? Fourth, user-friendliness. Is it intuitive for your staff to learn and use effectively? And fifth, that total cost of ownership, TCO,
Hmm.
they mentioned, be realistic about the long-term investment.
Okay, that's for the tool. What about the vendor, the partner?
When evaluating potential vendors or partners, look closely at their demonstrated expertise, specifically in the restaurant industry. Assess the quality and availability of their onboarding process and ongoing training support. Are they willing to support a pilot program? How responsive are they to feedback and committed to improving their product? Do their business goals seem aligned with yours for a long-term relationship? Check their track record and reputation, talk to their existing clients if possible. Scrutinize their data security and compliance protocols like GDPR or CCPA adherence, and ask about the support they provide specifically for managing the change process within your organization.
It sounds like choosing a vendor is really about choosing a long-term partner.
It really should be viewed that way, yes. Now, some larger restaurants might consider custom AI development. If so, understand that this typically requires a much more significant investment of both time and internal resources. It involves validating the idea, going through detailed discovery phases, iterative development cycles, rigorous testing, and planning for ongoing maintenance and updates. It offers more control, but comes with higher risk and management overhead.
So for most, finding the right off-the-shelf solution and partner is key.
For most restaurants, yes. A diligent and strategic selection process, focused on identifying solutions and partners that truly understand your operational reality and your vision and are committed to your long-term success, is probably the most effective approach.
And once a restaurant has chosen its AI solutions and partners, what are some crucial best practices for the actual implementation process itself? How do you ensure a smooth and successful integration into the daily workflow?
Right, implementation is where the rubber meets the road. Effective system integration is absolutely paramount. As we said, prioritize solutions that offer robust application programming interfaces, APIs. These are the hooks that allow different software systems to talk to each other seamlessly.
Okay, APIs are key.
Yes, conduct thorough compatibility checks before you sign contracts or start implementation. Plan your data migration strategy carefully if you're moving historical data into the new system, and work very closely with your chosen vendors and your internal IT support, if you have it, or external consultants to ensure a smooth technical integration process.
Can you give an example of why that integration is so critical?
Sure. Think about implementing AI-powered voice agents for taking phone orders. They absolutely need to be properly trained on your specific menu, including modifiers and specials. And crucially, the orders they take must synchronize correctly and instantly with your point of sale, POS system, and your kitchen display system, KDS, so the kitchen gets the order right. If that integration fails, the whole system breaks down.
Right, or inventory AI.
Exactly. AI for inventory management needs reliable, real-time integration with your sales data from the POS to make accurate predictions. It might also need integration with IoT sensors in your refrigerators or storerooms for automated stock level tracking. Without good integration, the AI is working with bad data, and you get garbage in, garbage out.
Okay, so integration is number one. What else?
Comprehensive staff training is equally crucial, as we touched upon. Don't just show them the buttons, explain the why. Develop role-specific training programs that clearly demonstrate how the new AI tools will be used in their daily tasks, and importantly, how it will benefit them maybe by reducing tedious tasks or helping them earn more tips through better service.
Tailor the training.
Yes. Utilize a variety of training methods, hands-on workshops, online tutorials, maybe even leverage AI-powered personalized training modules if the vendor offers them. And ensure that training is ongoing, not just a one-time event during rollout. Provide refreshers and updates as the system evolves. Always emphasize how the AI is designed to augment their capabilities, to make their jobs easier or more effective, not to replace them.
And managing the change itself.
Proactive change management is essential for gaining staff buy-in and minimizing resistance. Clearly and consistently communicate the reasons behind the AI implementation and the expected benefits for both the business and the employees. Involve employees in the selection and piloting phases whenever feasible. Their feedback is invaluable, and participation builds ownership. Highlight how AI can empower them, perhaps freeing them up for more interesting or guest-facing interactions. Implement changes gradually in a phased rollout rather than a disruptive Big Bang approach.
Okay. Anything else for best practices?
Finally, foster a strong commitment to continuous improvement. This isn't a one-and-done project. Regularly monitor those key performance indicators, KPIs you establish for your AI implementation. Actively solicit and listen to feedback from both your staff on the front lines and your customers experiencing the changes. Be prepared to iteratively refine your AI models, tweak your workflows, and update your training programs based on this real-world feedback. And stay informed about the latest advancements in AI technology relevant to your operations.
And always keep a human in the loop.
Absolutely. It's crucial, especially in the early stages of implementation and for critical operational functions, to maintain human oversight. The goal should be a symbiotic relationship where AI handles the computation and repetitive tasks, while humans provide the judgment, empathy, and critical oversight needed for excellent hospitality.
That's all really great practical advice. Now let's specifically address the smaller restaurants again, the independent operators, the SMBs. We know they face unique constraints, tighter budgets, maybe smaller staff, limited in-house tech expertise. Can AI still be a truly viable and beneficial option for them? Or is it mainly for the big chains?
Oh, absolutely. AI can still offer significant benefits for SMBs. It's definitely not just for the big chains anymore, although the approach needs to be tailored. The key for SMBs is to be strategic and leverage AI features that are increasingly being embedded within the technology platforms they likely already use or could easily adopt.
Like their POS system again.
Exactly. Look closely at your POS system, your scheduling software, your online ordering provider, your marketing tools. Many providers, like Square, for example, are increasingly incorporating AI features directly into their standard offerings, things like smarter KDS routing, AI-assisted team communication tools, or basic predictive ordering analytics. Leverage what might already be available to you.
So start with the tools they have. What kinds of AI applications should SMBs prioritize?
Generally, SMBs should prioritize AI solutions that can automate time-consuming administrative tasks and help them compete more effectively in marketing and customer service without needing a huge team. Good starting points could include using chatbots for handling basic customer service inquiries and answering common questions after hours, leveraging AI-powered analysis of customer purchase data for simple personalization efforts or targeted email promotions, implementing intelligent inventory management tools, perhaps with automated ordering suggestions to reduce waste and prevent stockouts, using predictive analytics, even basic ones offered by their POS, for more accurate demand forecasting to optimize staffing and prep. Exploring generative AI tools, many of which are free or low cost, to help create social media content or marketing copy, and using AI to analyze menu item performance to identify opportunities for reducing food waste or improving profitability.
So focus on efficiency gains and smarter marketing service.
Precisely. There's a practical framework SMBs can follow. First, focus on getting the workplace generally AI ready. Assess the current level of digital literacy among your staff, provide accessible and approachable training resources, and, as we said, start small with manageable pilot projects that target clear pain points.
Okay.
Second, even for small businesses, it's important to think about the ethical and safety considerations. You don't need a complex framework, but using resources like the NIST AI Risk Management Framework principles as a guide can be helpful. Third, learn from local success stories. Talk to other independent restaurant owners in your community who have adopted AI tools and learn from their experiences, both good and bad.
So the main takeaway for SMBs is?
Start small. Focus on high-impact areas that address your most pressing challenges, often labor costs, food waste, or marketing reach. Choose user-friendly and affordable sauce-based tools that integrate easily with your current systems, and prioritize leveraging the AI capabilities that are increasingly being built into the software platforms you might already be using. While custom AI development is technically an option, for the vast majority of SMBs, leveraging off-the-shelf AI-enhanced tools is a much more pragmatic, faster, and cost-effective starting point.
That makes a lot of sense. Focus on practical value. So it's clear AI offers huge potential across the board, but as we've hinted, it's not without its challenges. Let's talk about those headwinds. What are some of the main hurdles or barriers that restaurants, big and small, might encounter when trying to adopt these AI technologies?
Yeah, navigating the challenges is crucial. There are several key implementation hurdles that consistently come up in our sources. Cost is almost always mentioned first. The initial investment in new hardware, software licenses, and potentially implementation consulting, plus the ongoing subscription fees and maintenance expenses, it can be a significant barrier, particularly for those smaller restaurants operating on thin margins. That recurring theme of money or budget constraints often delays adoption plans.
Cost. Okay. What else?
Technical complexity and a lack of in-house expertise is another major one. Many AI systems, especially the more advanced ones, are inherently complex to set up, configure, and manage effectively. Most restaurants simply don't have dedicated IT staff with the specific skill sets required for AI implementation, data management, and troubleshooting. This expertise gap is a significant hurdle mentioned frequently. Related to this are challenges around data quality. AI is only as good as the data it's trained on, and simply allocating sufficient internal time and resources away from daily operations to properly plan, implement, and manage AI projects.
So needing specialized skills they don't have. Any other big hurdles?
Integration with existing, often legacy systems is a huge one. The restaurant tech landscape is notoriously fragmented. Many restaurants have a patchwork of different systems for POS, inventory, scheduling, accounting, online ordering, and these systems often don't talk to each other easily. Integrating new AI solutions into this diverse, sometimes outdated technology stack can be incredibly difficult due to limited APIs, proprietary hardware, or just a general lack of standardization across vendors. It adds significant complexity and cost to implementation projects.
That sounds like a nightmare. How can restaurants mitigate these hurdles?
Well, strategies include that phased implementation approach we discussed, starting small with high ROI use cases to demonstrate value and build momentum. Exploring those SaaS and REA subscription models can help reduce large upfront capital expenditures and often bundles in vendor expertise and support. Prioritizing AI solutions that explicitly offer robust, well-documented APIs and seamless integration with the systems you already use is critical during vendor selection. And of course, investing in comprehensive staff training can help bridge some of that internal expertise gap for day-to-day operation of the tools.
Okay, so address cost, complexity, and integration head on. Now, as restaurants inevitably collect and utilize more data through these AI systems, what are some of the really important ethical and security considerations they absolutely need to keep top of mind?
This is becoming increasingly critical. As restaurants leverage AI, they are inherently collecting more data-sensitive customer data like preferences and payment info, but also detailed operational data about staff performance and business finances. This raises significant privacy concerns. Adherence to regulations like GDPR in Europe or CCPA in California isn't just a legal requirement, it's about maintaining customer trust.
So compliance is key.
Compliance is the baseline. But beyond that, establishing robust data governance practices is paramount. This means having clear policies and procedures for data provenance, where did it come from, accuracy, ethical use guidelines, access controls, who can see what, and data retention schedules. You need to know what data you have, why you have it, how it's being used, and how you're protecting it.
And the security risks.
Cybersecurity risks are amplified with more data and more interconnected systems. Data breaches, ransomware attacks, these can be devastating for any business, but especially for restaurants that rely on customer trust. Implementing strong security measures is non-negotiable. This includes basics like data encryption, both at rest and in transit, multi-factor authentication for system access, regular security audits and vulnerability scanning, implementing anomaly detection systems to spot suspicious activity, and having a clear plan for transparent communication with customers in the event of a breach. Some sources argue that robust data governance is becoming as fundamentally important to a restaurant's survival as traditional food safety practices.
Data governance is critical as food safety. That's a strong statement. What about bias in the algorithms themselves?
Algorithmic bias is another crucial responsible AI imperative. AI systems learn from data, and if that training data reflects existing societal biases related to race, gender, location, anything the AI can inadvertently perpetuate or even amplify those biases in its outputs. This could manifest in hiring tools, marketing personalization, or even dynamic pricing algorithms.
And it's hard to spot.
It can be, especially with complex black box AI models where it's difficult to understand exactly why the AI made a particular decision. This is where the push for explainable AI, XAI, comes in, demanding more transparency into how AI models work. Best practices include using diverse and representative training data whenever possible, conducting regular audits specifically looking for bias in AI outputs, and crucially, maintaining human oversight, especially for sensitive decisions that significantly impact individuals.
Okay, so data governance, security, bias,
Yep.
all critical. Finally, let's talk about the human element again. There's often this underlying concern, maybe even fear, about the impact of automation and AI on the restaurant workforce. How should operators think about this?
It's completely understandable that there are concerns about workforce transformation and potential job displacement. It's a recurring theme. However, the dominant message from most sources, and the way operators should probably frame it, is that AI should primarily be viewed as a tool to augment and empower employees, rather than simply replace them.
Augment, not replace.
Yes. By automating those routine, repetitive, often physically demanding or tedious tasks, AI can free up human staff to focus on the aspects of hospitality that humans excel at: providing empathetic customer service, building rapport with guests, handling complex or unusual situations creatively, and taking on more engaging, leadership-focused roles within the restaurant.
But skills will need to change.
Absolutely. The evolving technological landscape will undoubtedly require a shift in skill demands. There will likely be an increasing value placed on uniquely human skills: emotional intelligence, communication, critical thinking, complex problem solving. At the same time, a baseline level of digital literacy and the ability to comfortably work alongside AI systems will become increasingly important for almost everyone. Investing in skill development, offering upskilling and reskilling opportunities tailored to these future needs, is going to be essential for retaining talent.
Can AI help with that training?
Ironically, yes. Leveraging AI itself to deliver personalized training programs that adapt to individual learning styles and paces can be a very effective approach. Structured onboarding that includes AI tool usage and continuous engagement are key. Furthermore, it's essential for restaurants to approach the deployment of AI ethically, with a clear focus on employee well-being. This means being transparent with staff about how and why AI is being implemented. Designing AI tools specifically to reduce employee stress and cognitive load, not just increase efficiency at any cost. Maintaining that crucial human oversight in critical decisions, particularly those related to performance management or scheduling. And proactively identifying and creating new roles that effectively blend human skills with AI capabilities. Think AI system trainer or guest experience enhancer. A thoughtful, ethical approach to AI implementation actually has the potential to improve employee satisfaction and retention in the long run by making jobs less tedious and more rewarding.
That's a really important perspective, focusing on augmentation and well-being. Okay, to try and wrap all of this up, it really sounds like AI is rapidly moving from being this sort of futuristic concept to becoming a truly essential tool for restaurants that are looking to enhance efficiency, elevate the customer experience, manage costs, and achieve sustainable growth in what remains a very competitive market.
Absolutely. I think that sums it up well. The forces driving AI adoption, the cost pressures, the labor challenges, the customer expectations are significant and real. And we are only going to see its integration accelerate across pretty much all facets of the restaurant industry in the coming years.
Yeah, we've seen it's impacting everything from that very first customer interaction and the ordering process right through to the intricate details of kitchen operations, supply chain management, and the strategic, data-driven decision-making of restaurant management.
Exactly. And it's clearly a very dynamic and competitive landscape out there. You have both the established industry giants making huge strategic investments and this vibrant ecosystem of nimble, innovative startups, all playing a crucial role in pushing the boundaries and shaping this technological transformation.
So the takeaway seems to be that embracing AI thoughtfully and strategically is becoming pretty fundamental for future competitiveness and for simply meeting the evolving demands and expectations of today's digitally savvy customers.
I believe so. But perhaps the most crucial insight, the real key to long-term success that emerges from all this, will likely hinge on finding that right balance, effectively blending the undeniable power and efficiency gains offered by AI with that irreplaceable, uniquely human element of empathy, connection, and service that lies at the very heart of true hospitality. You need both.
The human-AI blend. Okay, so based on everything we've discussed, do you have some final, concise, strategic recommendations for our listeners across the industry? Operators, investors, tech developers?
Sure, let's try to distill it. For restaurant operators, prioritize adopting AI solutions based on your specific, identified business needs, not just hype. Emphasize seamless integration with your existing systems and invest heavily in comprehensive staff training and change management. Demand robust data security and ethical practices from your vendors. Continuously monitor performance, gather feedback, and be prepared to iterate and adapt. And if you're an SMB, focus on leveraging those embedded AI features in your current platforms and start with focused, manageable, high-impact projects.
Okay. For operators, needs-based, integration, training, security, iterate, start small for SMBs. What about investors looking at this space?
For investors, target startups that demonstrate a clear, compelling, and quantifiable return on investment, ROI, for their restaurant clients and exhibit strong potential for scalability. Carefully evaluate the expertise and industry understanding of the founding team. Do they really get restaurants? Assess the ease of integration and the strength of the product market fit. Consider niche market opportunities where specialized solutions can win, and always factor in the total cost of ownership, TCO, for the end user's affordability and value are key.
Got it. Investors, ROI, scalability, team, integration, niches, TCO. And finally, for the technology developers and AI startups themselves.
For technology developers and AI startups, focus on creating user-friendly, modular, and highly integrable solutions that address specific, painful problems within the restaurant industry. Provide robust customer support and training resources to bridge that expertise gap for operators. Consider specializing in niche areas or leveraging unique data assets for differentiation. Prioritize ethical AI development principles and build in strong data security measures from the ground up. Make it a selling point. And actively seek out collaborations and partnerships within the existing restaurant technology ecosystem. Don't try to do everything alone.
Great advice. Developers, user-friendly, integrable, support, niches, ethics, security, collaborate. It really sounds like a collaborative ecosystem where everyone shares learnings and works together is going to be crucial for accelerating responsible AI innovation and adoption across the whole sector.
I strongly agree. That collaboration will be key to navigating the challenges and realizing the full potential of AI in this industry.
And perhaps a final provocative thought for you, our listener, to mull over. As artificial intelligence becomes increasingly woven into the fabric of our dining experiences, blending efficiency with personalization in ways we're only beginning to imagine, what will the future of a truly intelligent, deeply personalized, yet still genuinely hospitable restaurant experience actually look, feel, and even taste like? It's a fascinating question to contemplate as you order your next meal.
Indeed it is. And on that thought-provoking note, we'll be back soon with another deep dive into a topic that's shaping our world.
Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive into AI and the restaurant industry.
Thank you. It was a great discussion.